Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, coming to you with a morning market preparation video for February 13th, 2018. Well, my goodness. What a day we had yesterday. It was just really choppy and crummy and just a overall kind of a nasty, slow day. We did a lot of chopping around. Let's take a look at an intraday chart here to kind of take a look at that. First, this is the diamonds. Obviously, we're still in a downtrend. We're still underneath resistance. We're still underneath the 50-day moving average. Nothing here is really working very well for the diamonds at the moment. And I was really pushing hard yesterday with members to protect themselves, to be careful. That gap up opening, the last thing we wanted to do was chase that into the open. And looking at the futures this morning, well, that has played out as a good thing to have just kind of stood aside and waited. Now, this morning, we're looking at possibly about 150-point gap down. We're moving around really quickly. So to be honest, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Because VIX is very, very high. So we're flipping all over the place, back and forth, just all kinds of wrangling going on in the market. And it really gives us, it should give us a measure of pause, because there's really no edge that we have here in the market as swing traders. We can certainly take risk. But what I wrote in the morning note this morning was something that, you know, is really hard to get a hold of as a trader. We're all naturally very impatient people. We just want, hey, trading is a business. I say that a lot. And as the owner of your business, as a CEO of your business, your job is to make money. And in that process, we often forget that one of our primary jobs must be to protect our capital, or we simply aren't going to have a business to work with. So we need to protect that capital. And at times like this, when we have little or no edge in the market, if we get in here and we try to do battle in this area, what necessarily happens is we get chopped to pieces, because we're flipping all over the place. We get chopped to pieces. Our confidence gets shaken. We end up becoming frozen. I mean, when you look at the price action, let's just take a second here and look at the price action. When we look at the price action, is there anything in this price action right here that you would qualify as healthy price action for the market? You know, if you look over here for just a second, you can see pretty clearly what healthy price action looks like. Healthy price action does not mean we flip back and forth. Now, what I will say is the correction is a healthy thing to happen for the market. We needed this pullback, okay? Without a doubt, we needed the pullback. But during this wild price action in here, this is the time to protect your capital, to follow a set of rules. And if you don't have a trading plan that prevents you from, you know, just where you've experienced in that trading plan, if you follow the rules, you protect your capital, you make more money. If you don't follow your rules, you simply give back all of the capital that you may have made. You battle the market, you lose, and your business quickly goes away. So there's times in the market when we just need to stand aside, when we just need to protect our capital and wait for those better days to come. And they will come, I promise you that. The market's going to open tomorrow and the next day and the day after that, and eventually this will settle down. Better signals will show up. Healthy price action will return. We'll blow off all of this emotion here, and things will get better. Now, that doesn't mean better in the sense that we absolutely have to go up. We can get into beautiful downtrends as well that are very tradable. I know most people want to think only long the market, but we have to realize there's two sides to the market. There's always buyers, there's always sellers. So whoever has the strength in the market, if the sellers are in control, we will move lower. If the buyers are in control, we will move higher. But we can get into a nice price action movement rather than these really big volatile swings, okay? And yesterday's little bit of a rest was probably a good thing for the market because it really didn't go anywhere. If we look at a short-term chart, you can see we rallied up really quickly here in the morning with that big gap. That you can see part of this was Friday. We had a big gap, and then we did rally yesterday. But we largely just kind of wandered around. We maintained bullishness, but we didn't really do anything special here as far as much follow through in that trading or that bullishness in the morning. So with that in mind, we just kind of have to stand aside. We have to be careful and realize that if we would have jumped in on this trade, our stop loss is very far away from us. And this morning's gap down of about 150 points is a real good lesson in just being patient. Just being patient, waiting for the trade, waiting for the market to calm. If we take a look at the SPY, we can see really the very same thing going on here in the SPY. We bounced off of support areas here. We rallied almost directly to resistance. You know, in two candles that we couldn't do much trading in, and that increases our risk of jumping in. We don't want to chase that. We don't want to buy at resistance. We want to buy at or near support. And if we take a look at the market, take a look at the price patterns here, we have yet to create a lower high. And that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for, you know, we have our high here, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, we have another lower high, we have a lower low. And right now we're waiting to find out if this pullback that we are maybe experiencing this morning could potentially provide us that lower high that could actually give us a good place to enter a trade and have a logical stop loss. But as it stands right now, this can just become the next lower high, and that lower low follows right behind in the same pattern that we've been following all along. So be really careful jumping in at resistance or getting caught up in the emotion of the trade. You know, of that pre-market stuff as they start pushing this stuff around. You get caught up in the emotion, you chase in, and then the next thing you know, you're staring at a bunch of losses because it went nowhere, or what's worse, as soon as you get in, the market pulls back like it did today. So let's take a look at the Qs. Qs, very similar circumstance, you know, just lower highs, lower lows. We're needing some kind of support to hold, a good confirmation at or near that support area that buyers are stepping in. And so far, we're just not getting that. IWM did come up yesterday, held up yesterday, but again, we're continuing in our lower high, lower low pattern, at least at the moment. We need a little bit more clarity in the price action. If we take a look at the VIX, the VIX remained quite high above a 25 handle here, and I would suspect it's going to be moving higher this morning with the futures pointing to a lower open. So be careful, just be careful, okay? On the economic calendar today, we really don't have anything going on. We had the NFIB Small Business Index this morning. That really doesn't move the market around. We have a Fed speaker at 8. We have a bond auction coming up here this afternoon, and that's it. On the earnings calendar, we have a pretty big day, about 150 companies reporting earnings. And we know with volatility being so high, that doesn't necessarily mean that if we get a good earnings report that the stock will go up. We've had several of those. We get a great earnings report and the stock follows the market and goes down. So, and just know that all of those earnings reports will create additional volatility. As I wrap this up today, I want to say thank you to everyone who follows these videos. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for all of your kind words and comments. I do appreciate it. If this is the first time you're watching this, I do this as simply part of my morning preparation. I believe preparation is much more important than luck. And if I do some logical thinking about where the market is and my role in the market, whether I have an edge or not, helps me to protect capital, helps me to prepare for the trading day if it's a good market for me to get in or to get out. So I take that look every morning. It's part of my daily work. And if you find this useful, helpful, please do me a favor. Click on that subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook if you happen to be watching it there. Feel free to share this with any friends and family that you might think could benefit from this. And do me a favor, click those like buttons on YouTube and Facebook. That really helps me a lot and show this video to more folks. Hey everyone, I want to wish you a fantastic day. Be very careful out there in this market right now. We're flipping around all over the place. Be very, very careful. Protect yourself. I will talk to you all very, very soon, bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone.